Good morning, y'all. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. I wanted to share something I should have had last night recorded because I've been really talking about thoughts and your thinking and how to draw a really definitive line between the two, between your thoughts and your thinking, how they are not the same. And so I really pulled this out last night, excuse me, in Bible study. And I want you guys to be caught up. If you didn't make it to Bible study, I want you to be caught up in understanding the distinguishing difference between your thoughts and your thinking. And so they are definitely different. And so last night, I talked about how, a thought is something that comes to you. We don't have control over some of the things that come to us as a thought, right? If somebody, somebody cusses you out just out the blue, you're walking and they cuss you out or they say something to you. Now that's a thought that you didn't have control of. You didn't intentionally bring that thought on, but you will have some thoughts you're going to have to deal with if that happens. And last night I used it in the analogy that there's a 6-foot blue bunny rabbit standing right outside the window. And so what I did was, even right now, I'm bringing to you a thought that you have no control over, right? You didn't ask for this thought. You didn't, conjure up this thought. I'm telling you there's a 6-foot blue bunny rabbit outside of the window. And so you can imagine and you can have the thought of a 6-foot bunny rabbit. And so what I'm saying is there's really no such thing as unimaginable. It's a word that we say and we use a lot, but the truth of the matter is your mind, your thought, you can imagine just about anything. You can imagine some crazy stuff, right? Imagine if you acted out everything you imagine. So just because it's a thought doesn't mean it's your thinking, which your choices derive from your thinking, not your thoughts, right? So you can have thoughts, but those thoughts have to be cross-checked and they go into your thinking, and then from your thinking you make decisions. Okay, and so I want to share this scripture with you. I shared last night. We all know the scripture. It's in Proverbs, right? Solomon, he says in Solomon's Proverbs chapter 23, verse 5, he says, "Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, that they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat thou not," hold on one second, let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, he says, "Eat thou not the bread of him that has an evil eye. Neither desire thou his dainty meats." Okay, so don't desire things that aren't good for you. Don't desire it. But then he says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. But his heart is not with thee." So he's saying, as you think, as a man thinketh, so is he. So you are the sum total of your thinking, not your thoughts, right? But your thinking, that's your mindset. Whatever your mindset is, that's who you are. If your mind is set on, to look at the glass half empty, then you're a pessimist. Like that's just what you are. If your mindset is half full, you can just find the positive in any situation, then you're an optimist. You're an optimistic person. That's who you are. But the bottom line is your mindset is who you are. It's your mindset, not your thoughts, right? There are some thoughts that are going to come that aren't going to fit your mindset. And but so there's a thing that you must do and must understand how to decipher between these thoughts and then my thinking. My thinking is my setting. It's my mindset. My mind is set. And somebody, my brother Chuck said something really good. When he thinks about set, he says it's like an alarm clock that you set. You set that time. It doesn't move. You set it for an intended purpose. So now that alarm clock is set, it has a job to wake me up for an intended purpose, right? That's your setting. Your mind is the same. You set your mind for an intended purpose. My mind is set. I want to use my life to inspire people and motivate people to fulfill their purpose in life, right? That's my mindset. So when thoughts come, oh man, you don't have nothing to give. You're not going to help anybody. Those thoughts will come, but it doesn't fit my mindset. So I have to understand that this thought that's coming, it has to be cross-checked right here before it can get into my mindset. I can't allow this thought to pass through here, the gate, and then become a part of my thinking. It's just a thought. It's a negative thought. I have to deal with it, and I have to say, oh, scrap that. Get out of here. You don't fit. You don't fit into my mindset. You don't fit into my thinking. I want to lose 30 pounds. My mindset is to lose 30 pounds in 6 months. I want to lose 30 pounds in 6 months. That's my mindset. So when the thought comes, oh, you'll never lose 30 pounds. You'll never do it. Eat these ding dongs, these donuts and Long Johns. Eat that. That's a bad thought, but it doesn't fit my mindset. So I have to learn how to have the discipline to deal harshly with these thoughts so that it can't pass through into my thinking. And now my thinking is becoming somewhat of a negative thought. I'm allowing negative thoughts to enter into my thinking, right? There's this gate that protects your thinking, and you must understand that. So, and I used this the other day as, imagining your thinking as a palace gatekeeper. A palace gatekeeper, his job is to allow or disallow guests, right? Visitors. So if there are unauthorized visitors, that palace guard is equipped to deal harshly, swiftly, intentionally, aggressively against all unauthorized visitors. He's equipped to operate, he or she is equipped to function with force. They don't let just anybody in. You try to go to the White House. Try to go into the White House uninvited, unauthorized, and see if you will get dealt with very aggressively. This is how we ought to treat our negative thoughts. If it doesn't fit my mindset, if I have a positive mindset, I want to be positive, everything, then we must deal harshly, aggressively, and decisively with force against negative thoughts, just like that gatekeeper. So the word here, as he thinketh. That word thinketh, it actually in the Hebrew is a Hebrew word shawar, and it means gatekeeper. The gatekeeper. The gatekeeper to what? The gatekeeper to your soul. So your thoughts are not your mind, right? Because thoughts come. You can't control some thoughts that will come, but you can react. You are commanded. You should react to negative thoughts. You should react to every thought. Every single thought that comes, you have a job to react. Let it pass through or reject it right at the gate so it doesn't enter into your mindset, your thinking. That's who you are, right? And so the word literally means gatekeeper. So when a thought comes, you automatically start to calculate. Another word for think in the Hebrew, it says gatekeeper, estimate, to calculate. So when a thought comes, you estimate, you calculate, okay, do you belong in here? Are you a part of my mindset? Are you a part of my goal? Are you a part of my purpose? Can you pass through? Yes or no? If it does, okay, come on, pass through. I allow you entrance. I allow you access. If you don't, the gatekeeper, you're thinking, it says, no, you can't come through. Okay, you can't come through. You don't match what's inside. You don't match the palace. You don't match the precious thing. And the precious thing is your mindset. The precious thing is the way you think. You're thinking. You're thinking, not thoughts. Thoughts have to pass through to the gate. They have to cross-check. They get cross-checked by the gatekeeper, and now you can pass through. Anybody, flown recently, you got to go through a lot of cross-checks. You have to go through. They have to search your body. They have to search all your things before you can pass through. This is how we must treat thoughts. Because they know the plane, that's everything. That's the precious stuff. The people are on the plane. Once you're on the plane, not much we can do. So we want to make sure that we have great systems of cross-checking and making sure that there are safety checks before you pass through. You must do safety checks on your thoughts before you allow them to pass through into your mindset. Okay? Hopefully you get that. And so, and what is this? And the scripture says that, again, we can't control every thought that comes to us, but we are to control if it passes through. Okay? We are to control if it passes through. The scripture says in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, it says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down strongholds. Right. And then it says, casting down imaginations. That's what I'm saying. You can imagine all types of things, but if it does not match your purpose, if it does not match the right thing, we can cast those imaginations down. You are equipped. You are designed in the image of God, in his likeness. That's how you're designed. So you have the power. You are designed to cast down every wrong thought that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. and bringing into captivity every thought, not some, not 2 or 3 a day. Every thought you have ought to be grabbed as captive. And I don't know about you, but we had a military man in our service yesterday. He's retired from the Navy. And I asked him, how are you guys are you guys passive when it comes to, holding captives, or are you aggressive? And he said, oh, we're aggressive because we understand this is not a friend. This can be the enemy. This is most likely the enemy. So we operate with force and we are prepared to put them down. This is how we must be with negative thoughts. We are to bring every thought, the scripture says, as a captive into the obedience of Christ. So now I'm taking this thought, whether it's good or bad, I'm taking it and I'm matching it up to the obedience of Christ. And I'm saying, okay, Christ, the knowledge of God, do you fit? Do you fit? If you do, okay, gatekeeper, don't let them through. They can come through. If it doesn't fit, those wrong thoughts, those bad thoughts we have, those dark thoughts, we have to reject those and cast those down and say, oh, no, you will not get through to my thinking. My mindset will not become what you just presented to me. You're knocking, but I'm not letting you in. Get off my front. Get off my porch, right? You wouldn't allow any intruder in your house willingly, right? We all have these mechanisms of keeping intruders outside, not allowing them in. So why don't we do this with our thoughts? How do we let negative thoughts intrude and get into our mindset? We must do this. Most of all of us have alarm systems. We lock our doors at night because why? We want to make sure that intruders stay on the outside. Well, guess what? Negative thoughts are to stay on the outside of your mindset, not to get in. But you must understand the difference so you can deal aggressively, harshly, and quickly against those thoughts and bring them captive. Okay, I'm almost done. And I want to, again, to further explain how your thoughts is not your mind. Remember, your soul is your mind, will, and emotions. So the gatekeeper, your thinking protects your soul. That's your mind, your will, your emotions. So you must deal harshly with thoughts, because if you allow wrong thoughts to come in, you're allowing it to pass through to the gatekeeper, go through and start affecting your soul. That's why negative thoughts can actually get into your soul if you let them pass through. That's your mind, your will, your emotions. Otherwise, you got this gatekeeper to your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions, and you say, you know what, you don't belong here. We're positive. Everything's positive in here. You don't fit, so you got to go. Okay. So look at this, the difference between your thoughts and your mindset. This is the scripture that God is talking about when they tried to build the Tower of Babel, found in Jeremiah 19. He says, and say, hear ye the word of the Lord, O King of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will bring evil upon this place. Okay, so now God is responding to something. So you can't always control what comes to you, but you are commanded to respond responsibly, to respond accordingly. You are to respond to things that come to you. We all know this. You have bad thoughts. You have bad thoughts at work. Ooh, I just want to go off on somebody. But you react to that thought responsibly, hopefully, so you don't get fired. You say, okay, let me just keep my cool. Let me go. See, you just took that thought and you cast it down and you say, okay, let me go listen to some music. Let me go listen to some peaceful music. Let me go read a quick scripture or read something. You had the power and ability to control that thing that came to you, reject it, and then not allow it to enter into your mindset, right? Because that's where your decisions come out of your mindset, not your thoughts, okay? So look at this. So God is responding to something. And then he says, because they have forsaken me, they have estranged this place. They have burnt incense into it up to other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers have even known, nor the kings of Judah, and have filled this place with the blood of innocent people. And then it says, they have also built the high places of Baal. Okay, so they built this high tower. And then it says to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings. So all these evil things. Now listen to what God says. He says, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither had it entered into my mind. Woo, this is God talking. You created in his image, his likeness. He says, neither did it enter into my mind. So what does this mean? Isn't God omniscient? That means he knows all things. Absolutely. But guess what? God's mindset aren't his thought. The thought came and he saw the activity and he said, look, God's mindset is perfect. It's pure. It's all good. God is omnibenevolent. That means he's all good. He only has good intentions. So he's saying, look, the evil that they're doing never entered into my mind. Because my mind is a setting. It's a setting. So God could never have evil in his mindset. God's mindset is all good, it's pure, it's holy. And so he's saying the evil that they're doing, yes, now that it's here as a thought, I'm seeing it. I have to respond to this because this never entered into my mind. And some of you know that you have some things that come to you and you like, man, this never entered into my mind. I never had a mind. That's why we say unimaginable. It's not unimaginable. It's the fact that you never had that into your thinking. You don't think like that. You don't think evil things like that. You might have a thought, but that's not your mindset. So my mindset isn't evil to do something. How could somebody do something to that little child? That's unimaginable. That never entered into my mindset. That's your mindset. But that thought passed through somebody else's gate, and it went into their mindset and they were able to do evil. Okay. So the last thing I want to share is meditation is crucial. All types of religions, whatever religion you're coming from, whatever meditation is heralded in all different religions. Why? Because this is what programs your soul. Your mind is programmed by thoughts coming, and the thoughts knock on the door, and then the door says, "Okay, yep, you can pass through." Yep. Okay, you can pass through. So this is why it's so important to find things, positive things to meditate on, to ponder. And as people can do this, they'll say, you know what? Peace. I'm going to have peace. So then all they do is just meditate on peace. They meditate on peace. So when peace comes and knocks at the door, okay, peace and calm. Can I come in? Yes, you can come in. Peace and calm. Can I come in? Yes, you can come in. Okay, good vibes, good vibes. Everybody say, oh, good vibes. If you ain't good vibes, I ain't letting you in. What it's saying is, if you bringing bad thoughts to me, look, I'm going to reject you. Only peaceful vibes can come past the gate and into my mindset. So then God tells Joshua, I love this scripture, after Moses died, Moses never could get over to the promised land, right? He never could get to the land of Canaan. But here it is, his understudy, Joshua. He's like, okay, what should I do? And God says, be strong, be very courageous. It's found in Joshua chapter 1. And then he says, now, here's the key to your success. Meditate on my law. Meditate on my word day and night. Ponder. Consistently run it through. Get these positive thoughts. You find something positive and you run it to the gate. And the gate says, yes, you can pass through because my purpose is to be fulfilled, to do what God has put me on earth to do. Go over to the promised land. Yes, you can come through. The thought knocks. Can I come through? Yes, you can come through. The thought knocks. Can I come through? Yes, you can come through. You fit my purpose. The thought comes and knocks. Can I come through? Yes, you fit my purpose. You're peaceful. You're all good. Can I come through? Yes. And eventually, when you have authorized visitors, if they consistently coming and doing good for you, eventually they don't have to knock anymore. Positive thoughts will not have to knock anymore. That's what meditation does. Meditation keeps bringing you these positive thoughts, positive things, and you keep letting it pass the gate into your mindset. And eventually it doesn't have to knock anymore. It's a mainstay. It's here to stay. And I've done this, y'all. I struggled in my life with all type of things. I've struggled with addictions. I've struggled with porn. I've struggled with, playing with myself. All grown folk here, hopefully. Masturbation. I've struggled with eating, being overweight. Meditating is what programmed my mind. And now the things are easy. It's not to say I don't have bad thoughts that come, but my mindset is programmed. My soul has been programmed. This is why meditation is so crucial, y'all. This is why it's so crucial. So I just wanted to encourage you, when negative thoughts come, it has to pass through the gate. Do you have a strong gatekeeper? Get a strong gatekeeper. You are designed to have a strong gatekeeper that says you belong or you do not belong. I reject you. I welcome you. If you're struggling in an area, find you a scripture. Find you some positive things and meditate on them. Keep thinking about it. Keep pondering on your mind and letting those thoughts knock on the door and keep passing through. And that's why God even told Joshua, when you meditate on the word, when you on day and night, he says, you will make your way prosperous. He didn't even say, I'm going to make you prosperous. He says, you have made your mindset fit where you want to go, and you will have good success, and all things will be well with you. Hope you guys had understood this. Hopefully this helped somebody. I love y'all. God bless.